Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4.
We're learning more about the case against 4 UK football players charged in an incident that caused a lot of concern on campus last month. Find out what's next for the student athletes.
Showers and thunderstorms marching across the Bluegrass State. That's the beginning of a massive weather change. I'm tracking a little winter into the weekend forecast.
Also ahead, the Dallas nurse who contracted Ebola from her dying patient is now out of the hospital and no longer has the virus. Welcome to WKYT News at 4. I'm Jennifer Palumbo. Our string of dry and warm days is coming to an end. Rain has moved into the bluegrass and colder air will be here soon. This is our Skycam looking at Center Point in downtown Lexington, where it's been a rainy afternoon. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has a first look at the forecast. And Chris, a lot of places are seeing rain today.
Yeah, we got another little band that is getting ready to push into downtown Lexington, Jennifer, here over the next 15-20 minutes or so. That is right along our cold front that we've been tracking for the better part of the day. Gusty bands of showers and thunderstorms marching through the area. This is the actual front that is now showing up into parts of central Kentucky and points to the west. That's where we're getting this next little wave of showers and storms that is quickly working on into town from around Cynthiana and the Mount Olivet area right on through Sadieville, just to the north of downtown Georgetown into Midway, Versailles. You got about 3 minutes before the rain gets back into town. That stuff extends toward Lawrenceburg and the BG Parkway corridor, Salvisa, Harrodsburg. Get ready, rain's on your doorstep. And again, all of that is working its way on in from the west and southwest. Here is our cold front that is separating the warm air from the chilly air, and sandwiched in between, we've got a lot of gusty winds coming around that big area of low pressure. Focus of the forecast, though, when I come back, Jennifer, not just on this front, but the next front that tries to bring a little bit of old man winter into town for Halloween. All the details just ahead.
Thank you, Chris. New developments today in the case of 4 UK football players charged in an airgun incident on campus last month. Freshmen Stanley Williams, Tymere Dubose, Dorian Baker, and Drew Barker were all cited for misdemeanor disorderly conduct. According to court documents, the 4 were playing a game of manhunt with airsoft pistol and BB guns near the Kerwin-Blanding dorm complex. Calls to police of shots fired led UK police to lock down part of campus. WKYT's Jordan Valines has the update today from Fayette District Court. It's our top story at 4.
Not guilty. That was the plea of 4 UK football players today in court. Each of them were charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct, all stemming from an incident that took place last month. According to court documents, freshman Dorian Baker, Drew Barker, Tymere Dubose, and Stanley Williams were playing a game they referred to as manhunt in the middle of UK's campus in September. The alleged game, which includes the use of airsoft BB guns, caused quite a scare on campus that night after someone called police, reporting that a shot had been fired near the Kerwin-Blanding Towers and that a group of men had been seen carrying guns. The following day, UK police released surveillance pictures of the people they wanted to talk to, which included the 4 aforementioned football players. Today, an attorney entered a not guilty plea in response to the men being cited for misdemeanor disorderly conduct. The judge said each of the football players will be eligible for a diversion program. In Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
The diversion program is often used in connection with smaller crimes and the defendant's first offense. If you haven't received a flu shot yet, it might take a while longer to get one. Some key shipments of the vaccine have been delayed, forcing healthcare providers nationwide to put off vaccinations. National manufacturers of the flu vaccine are experiencing delays in production this season. And while there's no shortage reported in Kentucky right now, doctors' offices are seeing delays in getting their shipments. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the overall vaccine supply is behind by about 10 million doses for this time of year. Another delay for the Center Point project in downtown Lexington. The city has issued a building permit for the shell of the office tower and the Jeff Ruby restaurant, but they need to get a crane into the pit to start this next phase. A city engineer says for that to happen, Main Street between Limestone and Upper would have to be closed for nearly an entire weekend. the challenge that presents for the city and developers coming up in our next half hour. And we're working on a number of other stories for WKYT starting at 4:30. Sam Dick joins us from the newsroom with a look at some of the news in progress. Good afternoon, Sam.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. In Laurel County, deputies are holding a self-defense class for realtors. 10 Southern Kentucky realtors took part in the first class. It's a total of 9 hours. It teaches realtors how to be prepared, take control, and how to fight to protect themselves. We'll have information on how you can get involved in the classes coming up on WKYT News at 5:30. An attempted robbery in Southern Kentucky from April of last year has been solved with the help of DNA evidence. A grand jury has indicted 35-year-old Sean Stalin. Detectives say he pulled a gun on a clerk at the Wildcat Tobacco store near London, but he ran off before he got the money, dropping his baseball cap along the way. 18 months later, the state police crime lab was able to link Stalin to the DNA in the hat. Right now, he's serving a 15-year prison sentence for another robbery. We'll have more on this story coming up on WKYT News at 6 o'clock. People were lined up this morning outside the Cheesecake Factory for the grand opening. It's one of the largest restaurants to open the newly redesigned Fayette Mall. Employees got to the restaurant at 5 this morning. The store flew in trainers from across the country to teach the new employees. Coming up on WKYT News at 4:30, you'll hear from people who sampled food from the 250-item menu. That's a look at some of the news in progress. Jennifer, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. Now to some stories making headlines across the nation at 4. The second Dallas nurse to get Ebola is in the clear this afternoon and headed home. Doctors at an Atlanta hospital say Amber Vinson is now free of the Ebola virus. As Polo Sandoval reports, researchers may know when the recent outbreak began.
First and foremost, I want to thank God.
A new Ebola success story. Nurse Amber Vinson is heading home to Texas.
As a nurse and now as someone who has experienced what it's like to be cared for through a life-threatening illness, I am so appreciative and grateful for your exceptional skill, warmth, and care.
The 29-year-old was the second Dallas nurse to get the virus after treating the only patient in the U.S. to die of the disease. Her colleague, Nina Pham, was declared free of the virus last week. Vincent's case could provide hope for U.S. health authorities working to prevent another case. At least half a dozen states have their own rules that go beyond new CDC recommendations. Among them, New Jersey, the state where nurse Casey Hickox was forced into a strict 21-day quarantine. She was eventually allowed to finish out that isolation term in her own home state of Maine. Back at the federal level, the president is also focusing on attacking the virus at the source.
We continue to provide the support of health workers who are going overseas to deal with the disease where it really has been raging.
Those efforts come as researchers discover who may be patient zero, the first person to contract Ebola in the current outbreak. The New England Journal of Medicine reports a 2-year-old toddler became infected in a rainforest village in southern Guinea nearly a year ago. He died last December. So did much of his family. Reporting in Washington, I'm Polo Sandoval.
Amber Vinson's discharge means only one confirmed Ebola patient is now being treated in the U.S. Dr. Craig Spencer remains at a New York hospital. He was exposed to the virus while working for Doctors Without Borders in West Africa. Police in Washington state now say the teenage gunman who opened fire at his suburban Seattle high school Friday summoned his victims to a lunch table. Investigators say 15-year-old Jalen Freiberg sent text messages to 5 students to meet him in the cafeteria. 2 of those students were shot to death, 3 others seriously wounded before Freiberg shot himself. There's no word yet as to his motive. The holiday shopping season is just around the corner. We'll tell you what's expected to top this year's wish lists coming up in WKYT Money Watch. And Amazon releases a new, less expensive streaming service. What it offers next on WKYT News at 4. On Wall Street, stocks ending near the day's highs. The Dow closing above 17,000 to 17,005. The Nasdaq added 78 and the S&P picked up 23. The area on UK's campus known as the Pizza District is about to get some new competition. California-based Blaze Pizza is set to open on South Limestone next year. The Herald Leader reports it will take over the spot occupied by Mad Mushroom, which is also moving to a new spot. Blaze Pizza cooks its pies in a unique way, 3 minutes at nearly 900 degrees. Electronics are topping holiday wish lists. The Consumer Electronic Association predicts spending on technology and gadgets will reach nearly $34 billion this year. That's a 20-year high. The top 5 picks are tablets, notebooks, laptops, smartphones, and video game consoles. Amazon has another streaming service. The Fire TV Stick is priced at $39 and provides access to movies, TV shows, music, photos, apps, and games. The online retailer says the tiny device offers the same experience as the $99 Amazon Fire TV introduced less than 7 months ago, but just in a smaller package. The Fire TV Stick is available for pre-order today on Amazon.com. Ranked as one of the top shows in the country, and it's right here in the Bluegrass.
Yeah, our very own Deanne Stevens is out and about with the National Horse Show that just kicked off at the Kentucky Horse Park. Hello, Deanne.
Good afternoon, guys. We are here at the Kentucky Horse Park where they have the National Horse Show going on. Look at the beautiful creatures. Horses just are always magnificent to me. We have Mason Phelps with us, who's president of the National Horse Show. 4th year for you guys here in Lexington, and you're an Olympian yourself.
I am. Mexico, 1968. That was a long time ago, though.
No, just a few years ago. Congratulations to you for that, because
thank you.
So cool. I feel so cool talking to an Olympian here.
You.
Let's talk about the National Horse Show and about you guys bringing it here to Lexington.
Well, you know, this is the 131st year of the National Horse Show. For 119 years, we were at Madison Square Garden in New York, and after we left New York, we kind of orphaned, and we were in Florida, and we were in Syracuse, and then we were very fortunate that the Horse Park put up this beautiful Alltech Arena, and it was just a natural fit to bring the National Horse Show here. And as a result, we've been voted by our peers and our competitors as one of the top-ranked horse shows in the country, and it's really very exciting. We've got Olympians competing. We've got a Saturday night $250,000 Grand Prix and a chance to qualify for the World Cup Finals in Las Vegas this year, which is in April, and we've got a Sunday is the junior finals for the best riders in the country. 150 kids who spent all year to get here, and we're going to have a national junior champion when it's all said and done. And you know, we got something for everybody.
This is a great sport with some incredible athletes. Talk a bit about that, and what will folks see by coming out here this weekend?
Well, if you come out on Thursday, you're going to see Olympic riders jumping for Thursday night $75,000. If you come out Friday night, it's barn night. We encourage everybody that's got a connection to a barn to come in costume, sign up on our website, nhs.org, and sign your barn up, and you might go home with a brand new golf cart or a ton of feed for your horses, or a wheelbarrow full of equestrian products from Dover Saddlery. So we've got a lot of prizes going on, and a lot for everybody.
Okay, do people need tickets?
Depends when you want to come. By day, all the performances are free, open to the public, except for Sunday. It's $10. If you want to come in the evening, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, $20. You can buy your tickets at the door or online, again, at our website, nhs.org.
All right, check out more info and a rundown of all of those events happening with the National Horse Show, as he said, at nhs.org. Coming up at 4:50, more on the National Horse Show happening here at the Kentucky Horse Park. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Deanne. Good thing it's indoors right now.
Yeah, exactly right. It's coming down pretty good at the horse park.
It's time for Better Living, health education, and consumer news that impacts your life. A Pennsylvania company is recalling several brands of baby wipes due to possible bacterial contamination. New Tech Disposables says it received complaints of rashes, irritation, and fever. Tests showed some of the products did contain bacteria. The company says it could be dangerous for people with weakened immune systems. The wipes were manufactured under several brand names, including Femtex, Fred's, Tender Touch, and Well Beginnings. They were sold to Walgreens, Sam's Club, Family Dollar, Fred's, and Diapers.com. New Tech has not yet pinpointed how the bacteria got into the supply. They are everywhere this time of year, but all those pumpkins aren't just reserved for the produce section of your local market anymore. Karina Mitchell explains.
Mary Matthews sees something new in the aisles of her local supermarket.
There's a whole bunch of stuff on the shelves now that has everything pumpkin in it.
It's not just a pie filling anymore. Pumpkin is popping up in all kinds of products, from pretzels and coffee creamer to ice cream and Oreos.
Pumpkin Oreos? That's interesting.
You can even find it in vodka and dog food.
It's just a big craze now.
Grocery store owner Steve Sloan says shoppers are eating it up.
With the increase in demand, we've brought more stuff in. So we have seen our sales increase.
Sales of pumpkin-flavored goods jumped almost 14% last year to $308 million. And the craze for things like pumpkin-flavored beer keeps growing. Marketing experts expect food companies to roll out even more pumpkin products in the future.
It's basically adding it to many products that they already make. So I think from a cost of goods standpoint, it's not really that expensive.
Mary says she'll come back for more, but not everyone is biting.
They're not my cup of tea. I really do not enjoy eating pumpkins.
But sales show Americans' appetite for pumpkins is still growing. Karina Mitchell for CBS News, New York.
Pumpkin season runs from July through October. This year, General Mills, Yoplait, Betty Crocker, and Kraft have all rolled out new products featuring the fruit. Walmart is now apologizing after listing plus-sized Halloween costumes as, quote, fat girl costumes on its website. Some customers first noticed the issue yesterday. After outrage on social media, Walmart removed the labeling and called it unacceptable. For more health, education, and consumer news, go to WKYT.com and click on Better Living.